You know, it's funny that the Cavs and I almost said Knicks, the Magic and the Cavs are tied because it doesn't feel that way, right? If anything, it kind of went chalk. You won your 2 home games. They won their 2 home games. But we know those games were not necessarily equal in how they were played. But nonetheless, you are back home tonight in a tied series. It's not as bad as some people think. Now, there are issues with the Cavs. I'm not saying that there aren't. But if you were out there like me, believing that this was going to be a 6-game series, maybe we got a little ahead of ourselves, saying, all right, sweep or 5. Not the case. But it still lives. The Cavs in 6 still live. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to need some Cavs fans out there to rally it on up today. We got to turn this thing around, man. I know Saturday sucked. I know not having internet yesterday, so we couldn't do our show and vent properly, sucked. But we're here now. It's in front of you. You're a 4.5-point favorite tonight. Get it done. Get the momentum going. Close this series on out. It's still all in front of you. Don't worry. We'll get it figured out. We got to recap the NFL draft. Didn't get a chance to do that yesterday. Yeah, I'm a little sad. And that's hard because Michael Hall's a Northeast Ohio guy. I believe he can be a good player for this team. You knew I wanted wide receiver. We'll get into also the best, worst, and most interesting draft picks from the Browns from CBS Sports. You know LeBron is in the news. We've got teams advancing in the NBA playoffs. We'll get to a very savory 2 for Tuesday today. We got our grid. We'll get to timeout. We got the morning update, and you know our Tipico boost is coming for tonight. We got it all right here on a 2 for Tuesday on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. We are back. We apologize for yesterday. Dude, Reflog couldn't even do their show. You guys, we had internet trouble all day. We got it done. We're back. We're live. We're here with you. Taking you up to 11 o'clock. Got a lot to get to. I broke out a brand new t-shirt today, Ryan.
I like it.
Because my other Cavs Big Play shirt.
I don't even have that one.
What? Is a nice shirt. I like this. Might be my favorite one, the Cavalier. So I was like, I got dressed, and you know, my son, he'll be 3 in the summer. So he's like looking at my t-shirt. He goes, Dad, what's that? And I go, it's a basketball. And he keeps pointing at the guy. And he goes, who's that? And I go, well, it's a Cavalier. And then he goes, what's that? I go, it's a sword. We'll back off on that. He turns everything into swords anyway. He's got golf clubs. I gave him a real golf club, like a kid's one. It's metal. It's in the garage. Bro, I almost watched him put a dent in my wife's car because he just takes it, he just swings. He turns everything to a sword anyway. He's a kid. That's what they do. And I was like, all right, buddy, this needs to be played with in the backyard. This needs to be away from mom's car. But I broke out a new shirt today because my other 2 Cavs shirts have stink on them. So I wore them and they lost. Do you believe in any of that? Switching the seats, switching the shirts, any of that? None of it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Anything to help, right?
I think you have to believe in it at least a little bit.
A little bit. And that's what I'm doing for the Cavs today. We need to turn this right now. And I understand, you know, this weekend, Saturday sucked. But, other than the guards, it's still all in front of us. And I understand that there are a lot of Cavs fans that you feel crappy because we got nice wins here at home against Orlando, and they smoked our ass down there. You realize, yes, this team is still learning. They're still figuring things out. When would they struggle the most, Ryan? On the road in the playoffs. And oh boy, did we struggle. I understand that. But I look at it and just say, you win tonight, which they better, and I think they will. It eases a lot of that. It puts that pressure back on Orlando, which I get because you would instantly say, well, they're going to feel comfortable going home for game 6 and you got to go to 7, beat this team, fine. You want it needs to go chalk and you just win the home courts, fine. Whatever you need to do to advance. That being said, I know that there are secondary and third level type things with how this team is playing, the issues that they're having, and one of the big things coming out from Chris Fedor. So I was going to save this for later. We got to get to it right now, though. So Chris, shout out to him and Ethan Sands. They host the Wine and Gold Talk on Cleveland.com. It's their podcast. And I know this clip has been sent around. Chris is one of the best Cavs reporters you can find. He's in this as much as anybody. And I'm going to paraphrase basically what Chris said, is that the players are looking at JB Bickerstaff going, you're not putting us in a good spot. We're not getting the threes that we're looking for, the wide open threes. And there is pressure on JB Bickerstaff. I understand that. And it's not, I mean, hearing that, you're like, damn, right? Well, it's apparent with how they played some of those games that there's a bigger issue than just these guys playing or not. I've long said it's an unfortunate thing. I think JB's future is written in stone at this point. I hope they advance. Outside of going to the finals, I don't think you're going to be able to change that, and you're going to be looking for a head coach this offseason. This is coming from somebody who is a JB Bickerstaff fan and defender. It's over. Don't even need to think about it, and especially when you now add what Chris was saying on the podcast there about the team starting to look at JB going, what are you doing? That being said, now it is time for the adjustments. And I'm just going to ask them to make the proper adjustments and do what they need to do to get this win tonight. However it needs to look. I also look at it and say, Orlando gave you the two best games that they could have. They are not some offensive juggernaut type of team, right? They're at home. They are more comfortable. They play better at home. I'm going to look for tonight of Orlando maybe being more of that scuffling offensive team that we've talked about going into this series. So, and that's just me. I don't mean to make it sound like, oh, Orlando's got no prayer tonight or they're just going to go back to how they played, because the first two games here were close. And there were times that Orlando did show a little bit of life on offense. But Ryan, dude, those two games here, that offense for Orlando was atrocious. Here I am talking about adjustments for the Cavs. Maybe the Magic made some adjustments. I'm sure they did. And they found some holes here for the Cavs to get it done. But the Cavs are still the better team. And I think they played two pretty bad basketball games, and they gave it up to Orlando there. I'm looking for the rebound tonight. I'm looking for the mentality. So much of this team comes back to the mental side of it. And part of that is X's and O's. Part of that is the plays that JB is running. Clearly, that's not up to par right now. You need to change that. A couple of days off, think it over. You're back at home. I need the mentality shift. But I'm asking the fans out there, I need you to have the mentality shift too. There are so many people that are just writing this off and this series is over. I know we might not be going to the NBA Finals this year. But for a lot of us, a first-round win was all we asked. That is still in the cards. It's still in the cards to win this in 6. And Ryan, there are people that act like we're down 3-1. We're about to get swept out. And that's just not the case. So our first two for Tuesday, as we always do, 2 questions, 2 answers. First one up, do you still believe the Cavs are going to win this series? Do you still believe that the Cavs are going to win this series against the Orlando Magic? 2 out of the next 3. One of the teams is going to win 2 out of the next 3 and advance. Do you think it's going to be the Cavs? Yes or no? Yeah, 2 games at home, whether it goes 6, whether it goes 7. Do you believe the Cavs are going to win this series? I do, Ryan. I do. I feel very strongly about tonight. I feel good about tonight. You're going to be back to booing Mo Wagner, ladies on the sidelines kicking him and all that. Do you think they need to put a PSA out before the game? Like, welcome to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. We would like to remind all spectators and fans to please not kick the players if they have to enter the stands. Thank you very much and enjoy the game. We'd like to remind the fans out here. We'd like you to not kick the players if they come near you going for a loose basketball. But the home court advantage that we were feeling so good about, it's still got to be there tonight. And I know people that are going to the game, they're just as excited. But like, Ryan, would you agree with me that the overall vibe of Cavs fans right now is pretty down in the dumps right now? It's pretty low. And I'm not saying it shouldn't be.
Yeah, I was going to say it is certainly, no doubt about it. But at the end of the day, I think it's very well, like, they deserve
it's
to
not
feel that
unfound.
way.
It's not unfound. I understand completely where they're coming from. But what I'm just asking is, we got to change this you got to flip this for tonight. I'm asking you to just flip it for tonight. And listen, you and me sitting at home on our couch, what's that vibe, right? But the fans there, I know it's going to be loud. And I want people to also enjoy it. Because I don't feel like even some fans will enjoy a win tonight if the Cavs get the win, because you're so downtrodden. You're so just beat down. And maybe we got too ahead of ourselves. Maybe that's like, dude, the motto of this team for this year. Maybe we got a little ahead of ourselves. I don't know. But you want to be able to go into this game listen, I just want you to go to game tonight like I am. I'm excited to see them win this game. And I feel like there are people that aren't even going to truly enjoy it because they're so bad about JB's this and Donovan Mitchell is that and Darius Garland and all this other kind of stuff. I mean, I get it, but I'm going to set that aside and say 48 minutes of basketball tonight, you got to scrap, fight, and claw and get a win. And I also would not be shocked, we'll get to our boost coming out, if we get a little role reversal tonight where maybe the Cavs blow out the Magic. Maybe this is our one time to put our foot on the gas and just decimate them and be up by 20 in the first half. That'd be nice, and I'm not really putting that aside. I think that's a real possibility for tonight. Offensive game is where I'm looking at, though. I'm looking at the offense tonight of wondering, is it the magical elixir of being at home? Also, magical elixir of being on the road for the Magic. And can it be that offensive game? Let's talk Donovan Mitchell, all right? And I'm not talking about his future. I'm not talking about where he's going to be and all that kind of stuff. That'll all be aside. And there's conversations to be had there about how Donovan is looking at this team and all that kind of stuff. But Ryan, it's no shock that in 2 games that you got smoked and played like crap, he had 13 and 18 points. 6 out of 16, 5 out of 14. The only hope that I have, and I don't think I saw this in these games, the hope is that this is not a knee thing. That this is not something back about his knee bothering him, that his shot would be off, that him driving to the hoop. I don't feel that for tonight. So with that, 20, or here's what he had. 30 and 23 in the 2 games here at home, 13 and 18 on the road. Sky, well, it's not blue today. Sky is blue. You need Donovan Mitchell to score over 25 points then if you want to win that game.
You might need that.
On a boost, would you say? Very intriguing. Donovan's got to get right tonight. There's no question on that. Then, okay. So then we get to Darius Garland. And I want to find the tweaks. I sent it yesterday. At Matt Fontana 83, by the way. Follow me there if you can. At Matt Fontana Show. So shout out to Jordan Zerm. Jordan, former producer of mine, he works over at Sporting News now. And there was a quote from Darius Garland at media availability over the last couple of days of practice. And Garland said, "They show me almost every day on film that I'm turning down shots. And yeah, I just got to shoot them." And I sent a tweet to say, I thought this season was all about the offensive improvement of Darius Garland? And you're shaking your head, Ryan, because you go, I never thought we'd be there. I never thought that we'd be talking about a Darius Garland offensive regression. And the injury, what's the first thing you thought of? The injury. What have we talked about so much? About the broken jaw, the lost weight. You know it as well as I do. I get it. But I saw that, and I was like, the mental block that seems to be on Darius right now. And I try to peel that onion back to understand what might be the cause of that. Donovan Mitchell comes to mind. The pressure that might be on Darius to fit into that new role alongside Donovan Mitchell. What are you saying out there right away? Bro, he didn't get here 2 weeks ago. He's been here for 2 years. You've had time to get that figured out. But that resonated even more to go, there's something really off with Darius Garland. And I don't know if there's enough time right now to get that fixed. My line to Darius after reading that would be, shoot it, man. Seriously, shoot it. In the first quarter, shoot your heart out. Don't get me started on Max Strus and George Niang. I ain't going there right now. We got a lot of guys on this team that you got to start. You can't get out of a funk until you keep shooting. You got to see one go in. You've got to feel that vibe. I think being at home is another key point for tonight. But reading that about Garland, that also makes just so much sense about the second scorer on this team. Who is it? It's supposed to be Darius Garland. But if he's, again, admitting that he's just passing wide open shots, when they show him every day in film that he's passing up wide open shots. Now, the other part that can be on the negative side of things for just a second, that starts to compound on him.
Oh, he's got the yips.
He's
for
got,
sure.
like, that's what it is.
I would too if I was bricking wide open layups.
Bricking and then just, oh man, in the back of my head, shoot. Like, it's you got to somehow take the pressure off, but you can't right now. You're in a 2-2 series coming back home. The immense amount of pressure on Darius Garland. That's another key for tonight. You're going to have him score. If Suggs is going to keep locking down Mitchell, locking down proverbially, because I think the other thing, they got to find some ways to get Donovan a little more open. Dude, Jalen Suggs is pestering him the second he gets into the forecourt. The second he passes the time stripe, he is up in him, making things really hard on Donovan Mitchell. So Mitchell's either got to give it up to the wide open guy or get it to somebody else to shoot, or they better start scheming some stuff up to get Donovan his own shot.
Yeah, well, that's hard to do when nobody else is making a shot.
I know. And then you add in Strus, you add in George Niang, who can't hit the broadside of a barn right now. It's all bad for the Cavs, right? I get where you're coming from, but I need the flip. I need to be able to go into this game tonight positive thinking about the Cavs. I'm there. I'm good. I'm excited. I'm going to be placing my bets on Tipico for tonight. 4.5 is the line. I'll be taking the Cavs tonight. So behind the scenes, Ryan and I sent our boost this morning to Nick Padone, who then sends it on to Tipico. And it's interesting, Ryan, that the boost that we sent is one that you can't even make because we had spread and Donovan Mitchell points. Usually you cannot combine those things because one means the other. Like, listen, if Donovan scores a bunch of points, you assume the Cavs are going to be able to cover. So we sent that, and we sprinkled in a little Jared Allen. And then Padone texted back that they're going to change the line for us. And he said, you'll know why when they send it. So we don't even know what they're going to do for us on the boost yet. But it's up.
I don't know.
Yeah, 4.5 is the line that you mean everybody has right away coming out of the gate here to bet with Tipico. So I'm feeling the Cavs are going to get that done. I feel like the Cavs back at home, they're going to be able to turn the ship tonight. They're going to be able to get that win and maybe call off the Dogs a little bit. The thing is, yeah, we could win tonight, and I know there's some fans out there that still feel negative about it. They'll still feel bad about it. Just enjoy the game for what it is tonight. Enjoy of where you're at. Don't think about JB. Don't think about what Donovan's future is. They got to go. Then I come back to JB. Because I mentioned what Chris said on the podcast. Again, if you didn't catch the clip, it's everywhere. Cleveland.com, Wine and Gold Talk, Ethan Sands, Chris Fedor. Chris said that the players are a little concerned about the places and the calls that JB is making them, the spots that they're getting put in, specifically about the three-point shooting. It is impossible for JB to not know what his future is. And what I mean is, he understands that he is probably a lame duck coach. There could be a shocking thing. Everybody's waiting to see the Phoenix Suns today will have media availability, and they think that they're going to make a move on Frank Vogel. You don't like Frank Vogel?
Absolutely not.
No. That did not go well there in Phoenix. Just look at my bank account there on Tipico, and I tell you it didn't go well in Phoenix. You want to talk about a team that has a lot of problems? Go look at the Phoenix Suns. They have 3 guys that are there supposed to be their top 3 on big deals, and none of them want to play there anymore. And they have no... Dude, do you know this?
Yep.
They don't control their first-round picks until 2023.
Yeah.
Huh. Good. Dan wins that one. Take that, Ishbia. Take that. Anyway, I digress. JB is a human being. He knows where we're at. He knows what you know, what I know, what we all think. I should say no, but what we think. And I understand. I guess I'm looking at it to say, I get how hard of a situation that must be. And there's no point in me defending it anymore because we all know what most likely is going to happen. But just factor that in. Just think about that, about the moves that you're going to have to make for this. Ryan, there were people calling for him on Saturday. I saw somebody ask, can you fire a coach in NBA playoffs? I'm sure you could. You can do whatever you want. This offseason, we will cross that bridge when we come to it. But that's like just where like JB, he's a professional. He's been in this game his whole life. His dad, his family, I get it. But that's a tall task as well. Just, I guess even the same about Darius Garland, about unknowing of his future. Maybe even Donovan Mitchell and all that. But JB's the one that's sitting there going, he knows most likely he's not going to be. Can you set that aside? Can you truly be able to push that to the side and be able to focus in and get this done? Because the other question I thought about this morning, Ryan, are those two losses in Orlando more on JB or the players? And I get people hate those questions because it's both, and they each do it, and they each have a hand. I get it. But when I talk about the mentality of the team, a lot of that would fall back on the head coach for setting that mentality. But I also look at the players who are grown-ass men who have played this game their whole lives that are multimillionaires. They have the right mindset entering a game. I don't put it all on JB, but there are people that are just so down, and I get it. Can you set that aside for just even the next 2 games? And then I know we'll have another series after that. I hate it. I hate where we're at with the Cavs because I feel like it's robbing some people of the enjoyment of watching this series. It wasn't going to be easy. And as much as we thought it was going to be after those first 2 games, it wasn't going to be easy. Would I have liked to have stolen one down there in Orlando? Sure. You didn't. You go out tonight. You let it all hang out. The Cavs are the better team, and I expect them to get a win tonight and cover that 4.5. We got more NBA to talk about. Certainly LeBron is out there. A couple other teams heading home. We'll talk about that. But let's post our second 2 for Tuesday. This comes from the mind of young Ryan, which I think is a perfect time to ask this question. We're about to the season. Beach or pool? Think about this, as we always do on 2 for Tuesday. You only get to go to one the rest of your life. The other one, you're not allowed to go to anymore. Your family goes on a beach vacation, you got to sit back at the house. Your family's going to the pool, and you picked beach, you got to go to the beach, they're going to sit at the pool. You only get one or the other. Now, I think Cleveland is a really interesting place to ask that question. Because I know, people have pools everywhere. But we have some beaches. I go to the beaches up in Sandusky, Edgewater. I was just there on Saturday. By the way, how lucky are we? My wife and I took the kids out to Edgewater on Saturday morning. A little overcast, a little cool, but it's perfect. Went out to the pier. They had a 5K going on. There's got to be, you talk about the best beer in the world, like the best time to have a beer. People talk about airport beer or the pregame beer or the shower beer. I would imagine a beer after a 5K is pretty rewarding. I saw a lot of people
you get
cross the line, and it's like, I'll take one of those right there. So we were down at Edgewater. It was too cold, obviously, to be on the beach or go in the water. But we have beaches. I know a lot of people love going to Cedar Point. By the way, have you seen the new roller coaster, the Top Thrill 2?
Yeah, I watched Kenny Crump on it. On
Kenny
Fox
Crumpton?
8. Yeah, or Crumpton. Is it Crumpton?
Oh, yeah, Kenny Crumpton, man. Kicking it with Kenny. What are you talking about?
No, I knew.
Cleveland staple, Kenny Crumpton.
Yeah.
We got to do that, by the way. Oh, we got to do that next week. Bracket, best roller coaster at Cedar Point. That's like a staple. I do that almost every year on opening weekend.
Close.
What's your answer?
Millennium.
I don't get me wrong. I love Millennium. Maverick.
That or Steel Vengeance. But...
Steel Vengeance kicks ass, does it not? That is an awesome. The only issue with Steel Vengeance, you're a little taller like me, bro. It wrecks my shins.
Yeah, it does.
Because they have the one that goes over the lap and your shins. That one's tough. The GOAT is Maverick. The GOAT. For me,
No.
I love Millennium. I love Steel Vengeance. The GOAT is Maverick. Do you want to know one that I never really enjoyed? Top Thrill. And the new one, I know that
you have to wait.
You got to wait 2 hours to go up and down. Now, I know the one kind of goes up. Here's the other thing I thought. Bro, the lines are going to be even longer because you can only have one train going at a time. It's not like Millennium where you can send one out and get another one queued up while they're on the back part of the train. There's times at Maverick, you got 3. Two are out there and the other one's sitting there queuing ready to go. I have no. It's not enough. I love Cedar Point. I cannot wait. We're taking our son there for the first, and he's not going on Maverick, but take him over to Snoopy World. I'll have a ball. But we'll do that next week. We'll write that down because I think this weekend is opening weekend for Cedar Point.
Is it? Okay.
I think so. I'm pretty sure. I've seen a lot of videos of people getting the early access there for Top Thrill. So again, they have a beautiful beach. I know people have pool. Ryan, beach or pool? You can only pick one. Oh,
I'm beach. I used to be pool, but I enjoy the whole day experience, the sand in my toes, drinking a beer, laying on a towel, getting tan.
You get especially when you have the nice canopy, because you got to get a little shade out there. You can't be direct sunlight the whole time.
Yeah.
There's nothing like being at the beach and being able to go into the water. You got your bathroom right there real quick when you need it. We've all done it. It's okay. The pool, though, oh, man, because that's okay, there was a time of my life, and if you followed my career and you know where I was at prior, there was a long time around that they made fun of me for going to Put-in-Bay to the swim-up bar. My wife and I were younger, pre-kids, pre-marriage. We would go up there with her family.
Why would they make fun of you for that?
They just, because, like, just Put in Bay. They're just making fun of it. Just
What's wrong
like
with
thinking,
Put in
like,
Bay?
instead of them.
I love Put in Bay.
So do I. But it was almost like, dude, you're not in Miami. You think you're sitting at a swim-up bar in Vegas. It's Put in Bay. It's South Pass
So
in
what?
Ohio. Come on, what are we doing?
Bougie asses.
I would say the same thing to Riz. It was a fun time, though, that I always bust my balls about. It was a lot of fun. So the swim-up bar has changed. I don't know the next time I will be at a swim-up bar in my life. I'll get there one day. I'll get back there one day, but I don't know when. So when I add that factor, that we have family members that have pools, and that's more fun. Ryan, I hate to tell you, I've had to shift with the kids. It's pool for me.
If I had kids, it'd be pool.
It'd be a lot different, right? Because the sand, the other thing about the beach, because we went on a family beach vacation 2 years ago, the amount of crap that you got to drag down to the beach. And then the wagons that eventually you get to the beach and then you can't even pull them because then the tires get stuck and you got to unload all this stuff and then you got to walk back to the house. You run out of beer, you got to go all the way back to the house. I think it's a pool for me. But you're right. There's nothing like the toes in the sand, being able to sit there, especially if the sand's like too hot. I go pool. I voted pool on that. That's the dad in me.
If I had kids, it would be pool. But
oh, sure, yeah. But the beach, there's something to be special about that. So, again, you got to picture that as you get one, you can't ever go to the other. I think I'm going to probably take pool on that one. So, early results are 50-50. So, we're right on that. At Matt Fontana Show, drop us a follow there. Ryan's at Ryan Tyler 33. I'm at Matt Fontana 83. Wrapping up the NBA, of course, the big story this morning is LeBron. So, they get on, swept on out. Jamal Murray, who almost wasn't even going to play in that game with the calf strain, hits the game winner. And now, as it's been for year after year after year, it's LeBron watch on what he's doing. So this morning, what?
I was just going to ask you, have you changed your sentiments at all?
So I'm glad you brought that up.
Because you're notorious LeBron's retiring in LA guy.
I think he's staying in LA. Ryan, please lay it out for the people what you would like to be. Do you think it's actually going to happen?
I've said for at least a month or two that I'm pretty confident LeBron's out of LA after this year.
Okay.
I've made that very clear.
So Brian Windhurst, who's the absolute best, Wendy was on Get Up this morning, and he said there's 3 factors in this whole thing when he's talking about LeBron, who he believes will opt out of his contract with the Lakers and become a free agent. Number 1 is the most important one, the leverage over the Lakers. This is nothing new. As Cavs fans, we know this all too well about he wants to hold the team and front office accountable for getting the players that he needs. LeBron, I don't think, is somebody that just wants to waste away on the NBA front, right? He wants to continue to win championships and fight for it. You watched that game last night, and we all know he is still one of the best players in the NBA at 38 years old. Okay. So him opting out puts that pressure on the Lakers to make a move for a star player, for bringing in the talent that he needs around. That's number 1, the pressure on the Lakers. Number 2, according to Windy, his son. Windy says he expects Bronny to stay in the draft. We know he opted out, or transferred out of USC. He's in the name for the draft, but could go back to school. I know there was all that hype around Duquesne and all that. Windy believes Bronny is going to hit the draft, and he will most likely get drafted. Will he not? I don't think about a first round, but probably a second round pick, especially if that meant you were getting LeBron. So that's number 2. And then the final thing is strictly a money thing. LeBron was owed $50 million for this season coming up. Opt out, sign a 3-year deal. That's more money. Those are the factors. And I think, I don't know, maybe that is the ordering of importance for LeBron. I think the money is definitely last, but dude, you got a chance to make an extra $70, $80 million. How are you not going to do that? And I think the Bronny thing is second, but still kind of important. And I think he wants to hold things over the Lakers to see what they're going to do. Can you get another star player in here? LeBron was not happy with them not making any moves at the trade deadline. So, and I haven't run through everything with the Lakers on their cap situation or who they can trade or things like that. But you would imagine with LeBron, with AD, and it being LA, you can get star players on the phone. You can get star players on the phone. Now, what star players are out there that haven't signed massive deals that you'd have to make the money work and draft compensation and all that kind of stuff? That's the job for the Lakers to figure out. And let alone if they fire Darvin Ham, which was already trending on Twitter. welcome to being the coach of the Lakers. Is anybody going to keep that job for more than 3 years? Probably not.
No.
Probably not. Who are they going to get? Budenholzer? Is he still out there? Right? He hasn't taken a job.
Mike Budenholzer?
Yeah. He's just hanging out, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, he's out there. Oh, you want to do this? NBA.
By the way, Browns officially picked up Greg Newsome's option.
Okay, good. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that coming up. He made the weekend, and there's something to be said about a few of the teams that ended up taking a lot of cornerbacks that you could have traded him to, but he's here. I'm fine with that. You know I've always been. I was just reading the tea leaves. I'm happy Greg Newsome's here. Back to the NBA. Sporting news, which this is more about the Lakers. But we know the Cavs are going to be looking for a head coach, too. I don't want to do this today, Ryan, but I will. The 11 best head coaching availabilities.
Please just don't even, for the sake of my sanity, please don't bring up J.J. Redick. I'm not listening to that.
Number 1, Mike Budenholzer. This is sporting news. Mike Budenholzer. Number 2, Chris Quinn. He's the hottest name you've never heard of, NBA veteran, starring as a developmental coach. He's never been an NBA coach before, but he's an assistant, and a lot of people are really excited about him. He's in the run for the coaching job. He was in consideration for the Nets coaching job before they went to Jordy Fernandez. Number 3, Becky Hammon. Of course, WNBA, formerly with Pop. I think that can make some sense. Number 4, Kenny Atkinson. I've not thought about Kenny Atkinson in some time. Of course, with the Nets. And number 5.
I mean, does it give you a write-up?
Yeah.
Let me hear it.
J.J. Redick. Redick has played for some fantastic coaches, starting with Coach K at Duke and many others over his 15-year NBA career. The media personality and broadcaster clearly has a deep knowledge of the game based on his commentary and discussions with LeBron James on the Mind Their Game podcast. Redick does have some interest in coaching. He's already interviewed for numerous positions, including the current opening in Charlotte. Why are you out on J.J. Redick?
Okay.
Hey, let me start. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
I have a thought about why not on J.J. Redick, too. I want to see if you and I have the same idea here.
I'm from the standpoint of, one, I don't necessarily think it's the best thing right now I mean, how old's J.J. Redick? And I guess that not necessarily his age matters.
I'm going to say he's got to be, I'm going to say 40. I'm going to say 40. He's 39 years old.
39.
He will be. Wow. His birthday is the day after mine.
I just think of recent history of these NBA players coming in to be head coaches Steve Nash, Jason Kidd.
Yep.
I don't know. I think the last
Patrick Ewing.
I'd rather have somebody with some experience right now, because it's not like we're in a full rebuild mode. I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me like some other names do.
Okay, so that's not where my mind was with J.J. Redick. You're right. The former player thing, because you see that a lot. What are we talking a lot about Stephen Vogt with the Guardians, right? Hey, he's done this. He's had a long career. I know baseball's a lot different than basketball. But even football, you're seeing a lot more former players now. Gerard Mayo, you're seeing a lot of guys get jobs in all their markets there. I think basketball is one. A lot of the best coaches are former players. I know Pop didn't play long in the NBA. Like Phil Jackson did. I know Spoelstra didn't, but Steve Kerr did. And you're right. That's more like Tom Thibodeau didn't. And I think Nick Nurse is a really good coach. He didn't. So like the NBA is probably the best example of having non-former players, to your point. My thing on J.J. Redick was this. For a group of guys that he will be speaking to, where the majority of them only know J.J. Redick as a broadcaster and a podcaster, is he going to be able to come in there and command respect? And I'm not trying to crap on his career. He had a really good NBA career. Can he walk in there and them view him any differently than a media person? Because this is a shot, and I don't mean it to be, but it's just a reality. In the circles of professional sports, when you go to the media, there's a lot of times you don't go back. And you are I look at Stan Van Gundy, who, of course, a lot of people are upset about his broadcasting. And I'm not saying that there's some people like Doc Rivers that came out of the booth, but he was only there quick. A lot of people, once you get into that media, once you're in that side of things, you very rarely go back. And sometimes it can be viewed as a failure. You're not good enough to coach anymore, so you go over to the NBA side of it. You're not good enough to be a GM anymore, so now you go over to the media side of it. It's not all cases. I'm not saying it's every single one. But that would be my hesitancy on J.J. Redick, is like, would he actually command that respect? Terry Stott's on this list. Sam Cassell, of course, former player. Dave Yeager. I liked him. I think he's a good coach. A couple other people. Mark Why is Mark Jackson still on this list? Yeah. You talk about, again, media guy. I don't know if he's ever going to get back. I pulled it up because we were talking about LeBron and what his future is going to be. I'm going to hold on to what I believe is that he's not going anywhere. He's going to come back to the Lakers. He's just going to say, like, opting out is a smart thing. He's got a chance to make more money, hold the Lakers accountable, and frankly, see what happens with his son. It's going to keep pressure on the Lakers to draft Bronny. And they have 55, I think, in the second round. Will Bronny be there? I don't know. Excuse me. It comes back to one of the most interesting things about this NBA offseason. Is there pressure on a team to take or not take Bronny James? Right? Do you want to be that villain? Do you want to be that team that would take Bronny James just to spite LeBron? And in a way, the NBA.
Or just to get him.
I'm not crapping on Bronny. He's not changing your franchise, man. That's
my whole point.
But what I'm saying is, if he was a franchise-changing player, then all bets are off. All the cards are off today because you're saying you're taking this guy who's actually going to help your team. At this point, to start his career out, he's probably going to be a two-way G League player.
Which is fine.
But do you get what I'm saying? You're going to do that even more to then spite Bron and spite the NBA. Do you know what the NBA wants? They want Bronny and Bron on the same team. That is a marketable, sellable item. That's what they want. You want Adam Silver, you know what his dream is? Bronny and LeBron are in LA playing for the Lakers. That's what he wants.
So you're saying if, let's say, Bron gets drafted by, like, the Trail Blazers.
Right.
You're saying LeBron won't go there.
No.
Is what you're saying.
No, I don't think so. I think, again.
He made it sound like he's willing to go wherever to play with the Suns.
That's, we don't know. What is the number one priority for him?
I would imagine it has to
is
be Bronny.
Everything off? They go, okay, then yeah, he'd go to Detroit. He would go to wherever, right? There's a legacy thing here. I don't think LeBron wants to play for a fourth team. His career is pretty succinct right now. Cavs, Heat, Cavs, Lakers. I don't think he wants to go anywhere else. So the dream scenario, which we know sometimes doesn't always play out, is exactly what Adam Silver wants. So if everybody out there wants the same thing, is it actually going to come to fruition? But then he still needs the Lakers to make moves and bolster the team. It's very clear and obvious they don't have enough. D'Angelo Russell's not the answer. Rui Hachimura is not the answer. They tried Westbrook. They've tried all these pieces. Are they somebody that can get in the ring here and get after a Donovan Mitchell type of trade? I don't know, right? Like, those are all the guys. I think they ain't getting Devin Booker. There's no way that's happening. Stephen A. Smith said Booker wants to go to the Knicks. What's up with Kevin Durant? Mike tweeted me this morning. Shout out, Mike. Hope you're well. One thing I've heard, could he go to the Warriors? Talking about Bron. No, I don't think so either. I don't think no.
He would never.
As much as we crapped on them getting, and I know the Warriors are a shell of them former selves, but I don't think he's doing that. I don't think he's doing that. So the hunt is on. It's drama. It's going to be interesting. And the thing is, LeBron has no pressure and no timetable to get this done. He's going to wait for the draft to finish out, and then he'll sign his deal. There's no like, you know how he goes 0 dark 23 for the playoffs? I think he's going to do that for the next 2 months. I think he's not going to want to watch any playoffs. He's going to be good and pissed off as he should be about that. He's going to be putting that pressure on the Lakers to do something, and we'll play it on out. It'll eventually and ultimately always, yes, there will be a Cavs angle to it. There'll be a Cavs angle to it. I'm not anti-LeBron coming back to Cleveland. I just don't think it's going to happen. I'm fine with him coming back. That would cost you Donovan.
So what's your biggest reason for not thinking it's going to happen? You don't think they'll draft Bronny, or you don't think?
I don't think, and I will fully admit I'm completely discrediting this Bronny thing. Like the conversation we're having here, I'm setting that off to the side, and maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe that is the number one factor, all this. I think that element, but also, I don't think he wants to come back. I really don't. Dude, you left. That story is written. That fairy tale is over, and it was great, and it was amazing. I know the last 2 years that he was here, the Warriors and all that kind of crap. Bro, you won the championship. I almost don't want to revisit that. That movie's over, and it had a fantastic ending for all of us. It was great. I don't want to go back and revisit it. It's like when they make a crap-ass sequel to a movie I don't need to see. Okay? How many remakes of movies are they doing? I don't need another Ghostbusters. I don't need another one. I've got the original. The new ones they've made are not great. I don't need another one. How many other movies? They should really remake The Departed. No, they shouldn't. Stop it. That movie is over. It's perfection. Don't touch it. Leave it alone, all right? That's how I view LeBron with the Cavs. Would he instantly vault us to being a championship contender? You maintain yes. Ryan, would the Cavs supporting cast be better than what he has with the Lakers?
You could argue.
Okay. You're not going to have Donovan Mitchell here.
If
Bronny came here,
why?
You're not keeping Donovan.
Why?
How else would you get Bronny? Or LeBron, I mean. Oh, okay, I guess sign and trade. I guess he could come here as a free agent. But I'm looking at the max deals. Plus Mobley needs a deal. Plus Allen. I just assume, and maybe I'm wrong on that, there's no way you could keep all the... Okay, let me move that way. You keep Donovan LeBron. I don't think then you're keeping Jared Allen and Darius Garland. There's only one guy that's Teflon in this, and I think that's Evan Mobley. There's no way... what am I trying to say here?
I mean, you can.
God's green earth. Hell would freeze over. A snowball's chance now. You're not getting rid of Evan Mobley.
No, I agree, but you can get rid of Darius.
But AD's better than Mobley. I don't know.
Okay, but at the same time, is that not the perfect storm? You're going to the Cavaliers. You have a much easier route to the finals. He probably wants to get out of the West.
Now, would that not be a pretty interesting big three of LeBron, Mobley, and Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah, that would be
But
incredible.
again, you'd have to be out Allen and Garland. And again, I'm shooting from the hip here saying that I don't think you'd be able to keep Mitchell and LeBron. I don't know. You'd have to look that up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the exact how the numbers would work, but I would think if I'm LeBron, I would much rather.
Well, let's also call it for what it is. Well, how does LeBron want to finish it out? He's closer to the end. He doesn't want to go limping out of this. He'd like to win a championship and walk it off.
He's got a better chance in Cleveland than he does LA.
I guess.
I don't think that's even close.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. And sorry, there's a lot of things on Twitter this morning. I don't know, man. I don't see it. It's not that I'm anti. If he wanted to come back, fine. I guess I don't see it, but that's where we're at. Vote on our Twitter questions. 2 for Tuesdays are up at Matt Fontana Show. First up, do you think... Okay. We got our... Do you got it?
Huh?
You got the boost?
Yeah, do you want to do it now?
Yeah, let's do it now. Why did they go to plus 6.5?
I guess the don't get blown out
I
spread.
guess. All right, there it is. We took the Cavs minus 4.5. Dave has flipped it to plus 6.5. Mitchell points. Allen rebounds. It's toasty. We don't need the fire because it's 100 freaking degrees in the studio, but it's hot. It's hot. Ryan, what are we boosted to?
Plus 250.
All right,
We do need to see one fall.
We just need to see one go through. At Tipico. Download the app. Hit up the website. Tipico. Fontana 150. Let's tell everybody about the new deal with Tipico. Here's what it is, folks. Now, I understand this is a big ask, but you're going to get it all back. The new deal at Tipico for new customers out there, you use the code Fontana150 when you sign up with Tipico. You deposit $150 into your account. I know it's a big amount, but here's the thing. You will get $150 in protected bets. I believe $275 protected bets from Tipico. Why did we increase? Why is it increased, folks? It's all about the cash back. Because for every dollar that you bet with Tipico, with the protected bets, with the money that you have in there, you are going to be able to get the cash back rewards. The big flip and the big push now with Tipico, folks, they gave out $1 million worth of bonus protected bets of cash back rewards last month alone. $1 million in a month on the cash back rewards to you, to me, to Ryan. It's for every dollar you bet. It's so easy to check it out. And there's some terms and conditions. Check those out. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. But you can check it out right on the app. Right when you sign in to Tipico, you will see where you stand on your cashback rewards. It's that easy. Log in, Face ID. Great invention. Me. Home. Boom. There's my cashback. I just got one last week. I just hit one last week on my cashback rewards. There's straight bets and there's parlays. So again, we've shifted it a little bit. You deposit deposit $150 into your account with code Fontana150. You will get protected bets 2 $75 protected bets with Tipico, and you're on your way to earning the cashback rewards. That's where it's at with Tipico right now. The boosts are great. The parlays are great. But the cashback rewards really where it's at with Tipico. All right, I'm in the app. Where are we at here?
Ohio trending.
Is it under Ohio trending? Ohio trending. Soccer, which are boom, done right here. All right. We need it tonight. I'm going 15. Done. In there. Bet placed Tipico. Code Fontana 150 when you sign up for new customers. Right there with our friends at Tipico. We didn't get a chance to talk about the Browns and the NFL draft this past weekend, off yesterday. So the news this morning, the Browns exercised Greg Newsome's fifth-year option. Did they not tell you they were maybe thinking about trading him this weekend? If they wouldn't? I'm just saying. I didn't want Greg. I wasn't trying to shoo Greg Newsome out the door. I wasn't trying to trade him away for peanuts. I just thought that was an availability option for the Browns this weekend. And I think some of the teams, Eagles, 2 corners in a row. People talked about Minnesota taking, there's just other teams out there that you looked at as potential trade options, and they kept them. They pick up his 5th-year option. I'm happy he's here. He's a great corner. Good. You got 3 of them. You drafted another. You still have Cam Mitchell. We're in it. I'd be lying to you if I didn't say I wanted a wide receiver bad at 54. And this is not crapping on Michael Hall, who's Streetsboro owned, Ohio State. I'm happy he's here. The only guys that I look at, because you saw the run on receivers. And I would say, Ryan, by the time the Browns did get to 54, it was even lower than I thought it was going to be. You basically had Troy Franklin and Malachi Corley. That was it. Okay. That's fine. I was so conditioned, I just wanted a receiver that bad. I trust Andrew Berry. That's fine. I will admit, didn't like it. That's not a shot at Michael Hall. Save that for old takes exposed in 3 years when he's a game wrecker. Fine. I wanted a receiver. And the other thing that really started getting me amped up for that, is like you're ready for time hop. We got draft stuff pretty much every day at this time of the year. Bro, there were so many drafts. We passed on George Pickens. We passed on some receivers. And these were 2nd and 3rd round guys, right? That you passed on. And I know it's kind of throwing darts and it's all that. I just wanted a receiver bad. That being said, I also look at it to say, how much is Michael Hall actually going to play this year? Your D-line is pretty stacked, right?
Yeah, I don't see him playing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I needed a guy for the now. And maybe Andrew Berry really wanted to break that cycle of just 1 year veteran guys at that D tackle spot. They went with Ika last year, a pure run stuffer. And you go with Michael Hall, who has pass rush to his game. Shout out to Jake Burns of the OBR. Jake had a lot of great clips on Michael Hall on some of his pass rush moves and his swims and his clubs and all that kind of stuff. I'm intrigued, sure. I'm sad they didn't take a receiver. Outside of that, I liked some of the other moves that they made, but I got a bone to pick with CBS Sports. We head over this morning. I want to give credit to the author, Tyler Sullivan. And he went through the best, worst, and most interesting pick for every single team in the NFL. Before I get to it, I want to qualify by saying this. I think draft grades the day after the draft or the hour after the pick are stupid. I get that you have an order and there's a lot of, analytic people about value and all that kind of stuff. I'm a draft Nick. I love the NFL draft. Some of that stuff even wears thin on me. How do you even know what this guy is going to be or not? 1st round picks are busts. 3rd round picks become superstars, right? You never know. You never know on how it plays out. So I take all of this with a giant grain of salt to see how people are evaluating the draft. Overall, I feel like the Browns are about 50-50. They were not some of the teams like, the Athletic. They said, oh my God, the Eagles knocked it out of the park. There are a lot of people like the Steelers draft. I get all of it. So take that for what it is. I'm not ripping Tyler Sullivan for his article here. But his best pick that he gave an A+ to was Michael Hall. He writes, a tremendous selection here by the Browns. Awesome value meets serious need. A young, high-level productivity and athleticism with Hall. Handwork is well beyond his years. He could improve on beating blocks versus the run, but he holds up well for the interior rush. That was a write-up from Chris Trapasso talking about Michael Hall. That is apparent on, again, the quick Twitter, YouTube search and Jake's clips on Michael Hall. He can be a game wrecker up the middle. What will we talk so much about Myles Garrett? Get an opposite pass rusher, or better yet, getting some interior pass rush to make things better with Myles. I'm happy he's here. I would have gone wide receiver. That you can yell at me in 3 years. Write that down for 3 years from now. You can yell at me and we'll see how it plays out. The worst pick. Zach Zinter. He said majorly experienced, a linear run game specialist who's best at getting downhill, where his lateral limitations aren't exposed. He's powerful, but could sink his pad level more frequently in the NFL. This allows him from sinking into anchor pass pro, has to improve on pass plays, but brings it from the run. And of course, we know coming off the knee injury, and ironically, that happened for Michael Hall. What else would you want in a guard? What else would you want in a guard other than a guy that is physical and beats people up? Is that not guard play? Like, I get you can't be a hole there on the pass rush either, but come on. The worst pick? Reading the room, Joel Bitonio, limited time. Wyatt Teller's contract. And I don't want Wyatt Teller to go anywhere. I don't want Joel Bitonio to go anywhere. But eventually they might have to. I like that. I loved that pick. I like that pick for Zach Zinter there.
Yeah, I did.
They're
too.
negative, Ryan.
I didn't see a problem.
Is that he's a linear run game specialist. I'm okay with that.
It's probably
that.
the fact of you're not going to go ahead and call a 5th or 6th or 7th rounder bad pick because you really can't. You don't know. So it was probably between him and Jamari Thrash.
Well, all right. Most interesting pick, Jamari Thrash. Louisville, of course, started at Georgia State, went to Louisville. Cleveland made a splash in the wide receiver market, adding Jerry Jeudy, but don't sleep on Thrash producing in this offense. Okay, I got my receiver. Okay, I shouldn't be complaining that much. I eventually got my receiver. And I also, as I've been telling people I need to do myself, don't sleep on Cedric Tillman. Do not sleep on Cedric Tillman. The thing about Thrash that I do like, he's a body type. What's his name? He's fast. He's got explosiveness, quickness, and speed. Do that. You got Amari Cooper, who's an overall well-rounded receiver. Got Jerry Jeudy, I think, is well-rounded. Cedric Tillman's your big body guy. I did need that speed element. It's kind of why I liked Malachi Corley. But maybe Thrash in the 5th round is exactly what the Browns needed, just from a speed threat to kind of open things up a little bit. I shouldn't maybe just completely crap. I wanted the receiver 54. I didn't get it. I'm upset about it. I just don't want to.
I was fine with it.
I'm fine. Like, overall, I think the Browns draft was solid. Again, here I talk about grades and things like that. I liked a lot of the moves they made. They followed a lot of what I want. You always draft offensive line, which they did, and you always take a corner. Those are my 2 rules for the NFL draft. 24 picks. I want to make sure I'm not missing one.
Like who they picked?
Yeah, the draft class.
Yeah.
So Hall, Zinter, Thrash, I always remember. Watson. Who's the corner that I completely forget about all the time?
Howard, I think.
Nathaniel Watson, who does have some off-the-field stuff, linebacker. Miles Harden.
Harden, not
Miles Harden. Right, yeah, that's it. Miles Harden. And then they finished it out with
my boy Juwan Briggs.
Juwan Briggs. Did you know Cincy coach said he's one of the strongest guys he's ever seen?
Oh my God! I'll find you this. I watched him. I obviously went to Cincinnati. I covered the football team, so I know me some Juwan Briggs. I'm gonna find this picture for you. He's playing tug of war. The biggest bicep I've ever seen.
He looks like a jack dude.
It was insane.
Cincinnati coach was telling people that he is the strongest player he's ever been around.
He's like
strongest player.
Yeah. So
they checked boxes for me. I eventually got my receiver. You drafted a corner, lineman, 2 D tackles, and a linebacker. Done and done. Done and done. You got to see how it plays out. There's not a lot of starting positions with this team, but I'm not going to lie. I wanted the receiver at 54. Here we are. All good. Ryan's looking for that picture of the
I have it on my phone. I'll have to find it.
All right, send that. Do that. Pull that up. We'll get to it in the morning update. Ryan's got all the stories coming up. We'll also dive into more Cavs getting ready to go for tonight. I do want to check our Twitter question this morning. We'll get to the grid. And a story I saw out of NBC Philadelphia this morning, Ryan. That you and I enjoy betting. And I'm not making light of the addiction problems that can come with betting.
I shouldn't laugh at that.
But we're not. But we might be hitting a new low of degenerate gambling. that really might hurt the kids. Dave & Buster's. Yes. Dave & Buster's will begin offering betting on skee ball and basketball at Dave & Buster's. We'll talk about that story now. Like, is that not getting to some, like, what are we doing?
What's worse, that or spring training? Betting on baseball.
Oh, this is worse. This is 1,000 times worse. I'll tell you the whole story. I'll read through it. We'll get to it in hour 2. Grid, time up. We'll remind people of our boost tonight. We'll get to all of it right here on Fontana Show Big Play. We were off yesterday. I know it's kind of a crapshoot there with Big Play Cleveland show as well.
Real quick, what do you think was like when you think of a really, really, really great number at the combine bench press? Like, what do you think of for like a D lineman?
20s, 30. I think the record's in the 40s. Stephen Paya. Shout out to Mike Kula, R.I.P. Mike Kula, former Ohio State defenseman. He had the record for a while, I think near somewhere in the 40s, something like that.
Juwan Briggs, pro day 39. I found the picture after break. I'll put it up.
Jeez. Oh, man.
I'm telling
Holy
you, he's
God.
insane, dude.
Wow.
I found the picture, so after the break, we'll look at it.
All right, we'll look at it when we come back. But tonight's return, Josh and Maria Cribbs, Bengals. I just love keeping my little tabs on the Bengals guys down there. You'll do that tonight. Enter the Jungle, James Rapine, Andrew Fox-Miller tonight. Don't forget, Drennan, Chico, Bengalorian, Drew Garrison. Ryan and I had a little conversation about our video game challenge to them.
Yeah, when are we doing that?
That's happening, bro. It's happening. We're gonna work. We're gonna get. I want so badly for Garage Beer to be a part of that. Couldn't you imagine us just sitting here, like, just firing some games up, cracking some, dude, Cinco de Mayo coming up, the lime Garage Beer out there for everybody. Come on now. I just want, so we're gonna get them involved. I want to get Garage Beer involved. So we'll do that. So we'll get them going with us. So we got that. Folks, big plays everywhere. Just our merch. Dude, is this not a cool freaking Cavs shirt?
Yeah, no,
right
I
here.
love it. Cody
Big
does
Play.
awesome.
Cody kills it, man. BigPlay.com. All of our merch, all of our shows, everything out there. And I don't say this enough, and, you know, it is what it is. If you want to advertise with us, there's avenues to do that as well. There's advertising avenues for you out there. If you have a business, you know somebody has a business, I tell you, even the smallest one, man, I can't afford it. I'm telling you, we got a package for it. I'm telling you to work out for us right here. BigPlay.com. Just check it out there. You'll see all the shows, all the contact information, and all of our merch. It's all there. BigPlay.com. Catch a break. Morning update. And Juwan Briggs.
And Juwan Briggs' massive man arms.
Massive man arms. Next. Big Play. Stay with us.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds.
The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone, and at even odds.
If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today, all right?
Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party.
Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
right, let's get to it. A little bit of the morning update. Ryan's got the stories. NBA teams, some going home, some advanced. Cavs are going to win tonight. I know it. Dude, the guards are back.
Yeah, man.
Optimism after that. Hey, optimism. You and I on the same page, buddy.
People are ridiculous.
Hey, man, it's all good. It's all good. Hey, man, you got that little taste. You're all good. Back in action tonight. How much do I hate? I will never let that die. I will never let it die. My hate, my utter disgust for the Houston Astros. And I know they had some guys like Michael Brantley, who I just want to believe was not a part of it. I don't think he was. Bregman can go to hell. Altuve can go to hell. Carlos Correa, all of them. And I know he's not even there anymore, but I'm just saying, that stink. I hate the Astros. I'll be betting against them tonight. They're ass anyway. Bunch of cheating sons of guns. And still, shame on Rob Manfred for not taking that World Series away. Shame on you. You screwed this game up over and over again. You've added some little pieces that worked. Okay, fine. The fact that you didn't have the balls to take away that World Series from them, shame on you, Manfred. You suck. Sorry. Cavs. Give me Briggs' arms here, Ryan. I need something to turn the tides here. Come on now.
Well, first we got to start with the Guardians. Yes, they open up tonight in Houston, starting a 3-game series. Cleveland 19-9. Houston the inverse 9-9, as you alluded to. Yes, they are ass this year.
They suck.
Let's hope that trend
good.
continues.
Good.
Cookie on the mound,
Come on now.
looking to rebound after a bad start. Last time, Astros for them on the mound, Hunter Brown.
Going right now.
Houston is the favorite currently.
Okay. You just know what that means for me, Ryan? That's money. That's added money for me. MLB, Guardians. Do you know the bet that I want to make that I might make here for you, buddy?
What's that?
Guardians minus 2.5.
Wow.
Oh, I can't do it. All I can do is the Guardians minus a 1.5. I will be placing that bet right now. Suck it, Astros. Go to hell. Guardians minus a 1.5. I need them to win by 2. That's why I need them to win by 2. I think they might smoke them tonight. Get after it. Let's go.
All right, well, we need the Cavs to get a win tonight, that's for sure. Game 5 tips
cover
off
too.
tonight in Cleveland. Tip off 8 o'clock, Matt. I know you're confident, maybe not so much, but I'm still looking forward to the game.
Where are the fans at? Go to our Twitter question, please, at Matt Fontana Show. 2 for Tuesday. First up, asked everybody, do you still
close
believe
to an
the
even
Cavs
split.
are going to win this series?
50.9% say no.
Wow.
49.1% say yes.
So yeah, we're 50-50 down here. We're 50-50 down there. I get it. You're beat down from the weekend. Okay. I get it. We need to turn it. It's okay. I understand why you're a little upset. What I also think, Ryan, is we get closer to game time. You start getting the flow a little bit. You start feeling, again, like any of these games, you start out fast, use that home court advantage, boo the hell out of the Wagner twins when they touch the basketball. Or brothers. I call them twins. The brothers. Boo the hell out of them when they touch the basketball. Get it going. Get off to a good start. And I think the Cavs are going to cover. I'm going to do we'll do all our games tonight when we get to our trends for the betting. But I like the Cavs. I like a minus. I think that 4.5 is a good number, but I'm definitely going to take them minus that. 202 is the over. And again, I'm just going to keep betting the over until it hits. That's kind of where I'm at. But we'll get into our trends a little bit later. Tonight to watch. We know Garland. Again, him saying he's passing up wide open shots, take them. We need to start a Max Strus prayer circle, please.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what God I have to pray to for Max Strus to hit some threes.
Him and Niang.
Niang is kind of like, yes, it's nice, but like Max Strus is got to splash something tonight. I'm maybe, again, Cavs fan over here. I'm feeling a couple of threes. His over-under's 1.5.
Which is honestly pathetic.
It is. I liked that as the over. You and I discussed it. You put me off of it because you said we just can't trust him right now.
Just burned me too many
I'm going to
times.
say double-digit points and 3 threes made tonight from Max Strus. Get after
Certainly
it tonight.
could use
We need
it.
you. We need you, Max. We need it. And watch LeVert. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley are fine. Guys, in order. Certainly Donovan Mitchell, Garland, Strus, Karras, LeVert. Those are my guys for tonight to swing this for the Cavs. Get it done. Let's go.
All right, well, the Cavs are still alive in the NBA playoffs, but I cannot say the same against for the Lakers, I should say. They fall to the Nuggets again. They lose the series 4-1, and now LeBron James is, of course, There's big questions surrounding his future. He says, I don't have an answer, to be honest. I haven't given it much thought on how he's going to approach his decision coming into year 22.
LeBron, that is the answer to the question always. Whenever he was asked about his future, what he would always say, I don't know. And I believe that he doesn't. What I do know is what LeBron knows, what you know, what I know, what Wendy knows with Fedor Irvin. He ain't going back to that Lakers team the way that it is because it showed you that you're not all that. Now, you ran into Denver, who is second, only behind the Celtics and the favorite to win the championship. You ran into a buzzsaw. But it showed you that you were not good enough. And I think LeBron, you know, can I tell you one other thing I thought about last night when that game, you know, I didn't finish the game out, but I guess this morning when I thought about it. Thank God he left for Miami. Think about it. Like, he won his championships because you realize, dude, how freaking hard it is to win championships. And thank God he went and got the ones that he did. And he's got 4. I think the Cavs one will forever be the most important one to him.
Oh, yeah.
But you realize how hard it is. Here's what you're going forward with. Like, I know Jared Vanderbilt couldn't play. It's not Rui Hachimura. It's not D'Angelo Russell. I think maybe they found something with Austin Reeves, sure. It's LeBron, like AD. You're not getting rid of AD, but the problem is that AD is just so like hot or cold. What are you going to do? They need 3 more players there. I think they need 3 more. Here's what you need. A star. I'm just going to say Donovan. You know, my buddy texted me this morning, Trae Young. Bro, I don't think Trae Young is that good. I really don't.
But
what
like the Hawks thinking, man.
Well,
with Luka.
Exactly. Don't forget they trade that draft night trade. They gave up. They flipped Luka for Trae. The Athletic.
That's malpractice.
The Athletic did their annual survey. Most overrated player in the NBA. Trae Young got votes. A lot of votes for that. But they need a star player of that level and then 2 more role guys. And LeBron maybe can try to find another team that's got all that. I think he'd rather just have the Lakers get what he needs there. I think he wants to stay. I think ultimately he wants to stay. The Lakers are going to have to meet him halfway. They're going to have to find a way to appease him because also it's the same thing. You're all pushing towards the same goal, right? To win championships. It's not just about coddling LeBron. You do what's in the right mind for LeBron because that also in turn helps you go win a championship, right? So it all works out.
Charles on YouTube.
Yes.
He says Strus is a worse signing than Dwayne Bowe.
Now, Max Strus got a lot of money. He got a lot of money. No. Yeah, I mean, no. There are games that Max Strus won. Let's not forget the 3-quarter shot that he hit. He's helped you win games. Dwayne Bowe never did that. Strus is cold. And I think coming off his injury, too, he's not been the same since that. But we need Strus to turn it around. Yeah. We need him to turn it around.
All right, well, Taylor Swift's boyfriend isn't going anywhere. He signs an extension with the Kansas City Chiefs worth $34.25 million, $17 million fully guaranteed for this season, and the rest on the 3rd day of the 2025 league year.
That's the thing. What is Kansas City? Why are they so scary right now? Not only are they able to keep their core guys, they're winning with younger draft pick rookie type of guys. I know who was the receiver? Oh, they got Xavier Worthy.
Yep,
Xavier Worthy. That speed on that field with those guys, it's a good, and don't forget, you know, here's the other thing too. Don't forget about how these moves are getting made. The rest of the league takes note. I think there's a lot that can be learned from Andrew Barry on navigating this. It's kind of funny we bring this up because literally like 37 seconds ago, Warren Sharp, 15 largest cap hits by year through 2025. Number 1, Deshaun Watson. Hey, he's number 2 next year. He's number 1 this year at 63.8. Next year, it's
Lamar?
actually Mahomes at 66. Then Watson, Allen, Rodgers, Carr, Stafford, Burrow, Murray, Devontae Adams, Lamar Jackson down on this list both. He's 8 and 10, respectively, over the next 2 years. Watson is 1 and 2 over the next 2 years. But there's to be learned about, is it Veach? Is he not there?
Yeah, Brett Veach.
Brett Veach, yeah. How he navigates this, how Andrew Barry's navigating here, the salary cap, how you manipulate it. So you got to make your draft picks. So congratulations to Kelsey, man. And I'll tell you this, too, as an average fan. I'm really happy he gets to finish it out in Kansas City. I really am. I want him to finish it out there. I know everybody dream about him coming to the Browns or something like that.
He's not that old.
He'll be 37 when that deal ends.
Yeah, but
37. Tight ends ain't quarterbacks.
You're not asking him to block. Come on.
I would like to see him finish it out there. I think that'd be the right thing to do. So congratulations to him. I know it's a drop in a bucket to his lady friend. How much has she made just on the new album over the last couple of weeks? I don't even want to know.
Probably quadruple that.
How much has Taylor Swift made with
the Tortured Poets Department?
Tortured Poets Department.
TT.
All right, Forbes.
PD.
I didn't even know there was an acronym. From Forbes, it would generate. Okay, I don't want to sign up for your newsletter. Sorry, Forbes. The Torture Poets Department would generate record sales. The question is how big? The answer is extremely big. Swift smashed a number of marks with the release of her 15th album, including. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. All right, here is every record that she has broken. In its first week of release, it generated the biggest Billboard debut. It sold 2.6 million copies, 1.4 in day one. That is only behind Adele's 25 for a record debut. I want the money here. The album made Swift the first artist in modern era history to release 7 different albums that have each sold 1 million copies in a single week. That is insane.
When do we have the discourse that Taylor Swift is bigger than Michael Jackson?
It was streamed almost 900 million times, becoming already the most streamed album of all time.
So is she close to Michael Jackson? I mean, I wasn't
thing.
alive in the heyday,
That's
obviously.
what I'm saying. It's always going to be an era thing, not the tour. The
Wow.
live. Damn. Sorry. There will be people that there's nothing and nobody that will ever surpass Michael Jackson. Record sales later. Bro, she sold almost 1 million vinyl of her album. I'm glad to see. Oh, my brother's all into vinyl's coming back. It's coming back.
No, it's not.
I want the money. I want the money.
Show me the money.
It broke the all-time record for most single-day streams for an article catalog with 380 million in a day. International records, streaming records. They don't have money on here. They don't have any money on here. It's Forbes. How do they not have the money? I just want to know how much she made or has made over this, just from this album. Right? Okay, hang on. I'm derailing the show for this. All right, this is from CNN. It's from yesterday. Tortured Poets Department makes a gigantic debut with #1 for a career best first week in sale. All right, 2.6 million sold. I want to know how much it's worth. Why can't they just tell me how much it's worth?
Can we just assume it's a lot of money?
Well, okay, so say that they sold, and these are just records, right? Is 2.6 million so-called equivalent album units. So if you would say that would be, what? More than $10 an album, $26 million in a week? More than that? I don't know. I guess you're right. There's maybe not the thing. She made a lot of money off it. I guess you're right. Time to move on. Fair enough.
All right, much more important here is what I promised the viewers is that I would find the picture I was talking about the new Browns 7th round pick, Jawan Briggs, defensive tackle out of Cincinnati.
I've not seen this picture yet. I'm waiting for it.
And I'm going to put it right over my face.
All right.
Here we go.
Oh, my God.
Look at those arms.
Look at the forearms on him. Holy cow. Dude, he might be rivaling Miles for the biggest arm. Now, Wyatt Teller's got some arms, too.
I wonder if his bicep's bigger than Miles. We might need to find that out.
We could find that out. That's your new D tackle. Could you imagine? I mean, I know that they're professional athletes having to line up against that guy. That's a big man.
I need to
It's a
find
large
that
man.
out now. If he's bigger than Myles Garrett,
We might have to find that out.
I think he might be, Matt.
Yeah, that's it.
That
That's
is,
it.
I think, the biggest arm I've ever seen.
He's pretty big. Pretty
you know
big
how
dude.
big you have to be to weigh that much and
You know
still
how
have
much work,
vascularity?
like that's what I'm saying. Do you know how much you have to work out to do that? I know they're football players and like he went to school and all that kind of stuff, but like, you know how many hours in the gym? There's a genetic factor in that. Don't say that there isn't, but like, those are pretty damn big arms.
Yeah, size of my
now
double the size of my legs.
There's got to be some hand plate. You can't just be jacked. You can't just be a strong guy. That's a pretty big arm though. It's a pretty big arm.
I'm telling you, man.
All right, you want to do the grid? You want to do skee ball betting?
Up to you.
Let's do skee ball betting.
All right.
So the story came out this morning from Philadelphia, NBC Philadelphia. Dave & Buster's will now allow customers to bet on arcade games. They will begin offering loyalty members the ability to bet on their games. You must be 18 or older to place real money wagers on arcade games with friends. The technology is expected to be available in the coming months. Customers can soon make a friendly $5 wager on Hot Shots basketball games, skee ball competition, or any other arcade game, with the betting function expected to launch in the next few months through the company's app. Dave & Buster's starting in 82, 222 venues across North America, of course, right there in Westlake that we know, laser tag, virtual reality. It is the best place. Ryan, I know you're in this circle right now. You know the best place to take a girl on a first date? Go to Dave & Buster's.
Yeah,
that place is sweet. You have it's impossible to not have a good time at Dave & Buster's. Have a cocktail if you're of age. Have a dinner. It's where my wife and I went on our second date ever. And look at us today. Look at us today. Works out. Dave & Buster's is awesome for first dates. Write that down. But as the boom in betting increases engagement across fans, digital gamification could have a similar effect with Dave & Buster's customer base. Ultimately meaning what? People spend more time and money at Dave & Buster's. They're partnering with a new gaming platform to bring this to their customers. Skill-based games are not subject to the same licenses and regulations gambling operators face with games of chance. So again, skee ball, there's a skill element to it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You go play, those other coin games and stuff like that at Dave & Buster's, there's a skill gap there. Luca is careful not to use the term bet or wager to describe the games. Then what the f*** are you going to call it? I'm trying to find. Here's what it is. The contests are going to be available in 44 states. So it sounds like what I want to know is, are you betting against your friend or are you betting against the machine? Like when I step up to Papa Shop, that's what the basketball, right?
It has to be the machine.
And I put $5 in. Is it you bet $5?
You can bet like over under. I make X amount of shots.
But then you could just I'll take the under and I'll throw it over here, right?
So you could probably only do an over, and it's. But
I'm certain, right, and it's like if you hit it, or is it you and I go and I'm gonna bet you $5? But that's no different than if you and I just said, "Here's $5, give me $5." It's gonna have to be against the machine. But it's no different than when you go and you get the tickets. I guess, I don't know what, they're flipping this. Instead of when you go with your kids and you get, 5 tickets for playing the Jurassic Park game, and then they take those tickets and they go get a pencil eraser over there. As an adult, I don't want a pencil eraser. I'd rather play for $5. What have we come to, man? Is it not? And I used to go to Dave & Buster's a lot, frankly, before I could drink. I had nothing to do with my buddies. Bro, I went there, and my mom used to yell at me. I was working, so I was spending my own money. And my buddies and I, no joke, would go to Dave & Buster's almost every Friday. And I wanted to win a copy of Madden. And I would play the coin games, and I would play basketball out the ass to try to get these tickets. And my mom, rightly so, would go, Matt, you realize you probably spent $300 on a copy of Madden? It's
like going to a carnival game.
Right. You spent $300 on a copy of Madden to win those tickets and tokens as opposed to just going buy it in GameStop. Right? And my 20-year-old brain couldn't comprehend that. But I won it, Mom. She goes, no, you didn't. Dave & Buster's won because they took all your money. So I love Dave & Buster's. And again, I'm excited to go take my kids. I don't want to go, no. You know what I mean? And the other thing is, you talk about skill. What if you were really good at basketball? And you go there and you put, I was going to take a shot at Max Strus, but you put Ray Allen up there and he's just cashing. He's going to lose all this money, but then you put me, that's not fair is what I'm saying. I want it to be an even playing field. Where if you come in, Ryan, you're really good at basketball. Your over-under might be 15. I'm not hitting that. I want it to be 10. How do you police that? How do you gain that? Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe they have somebody there.
And I just, would that get you to go to Dave & Buster's more? If you said you're
once.
really
at least once.
All right, so you'd go mess around with it. If you were like really elite to go there and say, I'm really good at skee ball, I'm going to place a $5 wager on this to try to win real. So they're replacing the tickets for cash for the adults is what they're doing. You want to go as a kid to get the tickets again to go win a stuffed animal? Fine, we're all for that. But as an adult, I actually think that makes a lot of sense. But I'm not saying that it's not a slippery slope, and that's can't you just go to Dave & Buster's to have fun and just shoot some basketballs? Go play House of the Dead. God, did I love that game.
I think I played that. That was
House of the Dead is where it's at. I had it on Sega Dreamcast, buddy. Man, did I love that game. Go there and just shoot some stuff. Go play. Are we that far off from professional laser tag? What if I go in there and I say, I'll bet $5?
I haven't played laser tag in
Dude,
a while.
laser tag is fun as hell, is it not?
Yeah.
I'm
You
not.
never watched How I Met Your Mother, did you?
No.
Because you know Barney Stinson?
Oh, I know Barney. Yeah,
he was big laser tag guy.
I love laser. I haven't been in years. Can't tell you last time I've gone. That and go-karts.
Yeah, go-karts.
Go-karts are fun. I don't know. They don't have a Dave & Buster. They have a swings and thing. But, yeah, man, laser tag. It's fun. I've not done that in a while.
Can we bet on Immaculate Grid?
Odds would be, I don't know. What would you put the odds for today? Pull it up. Let me see what it is. Let's do it. All right. I think it's going to be a tough one today. I think it's going to be a tough one. Dude, 95 hours. This isn't even from yesterday. That's from Friday when we did it. All right, reset here. Immaculate Grid, you know how it goes. We're off.
All right, 50 plus sacks. J.J. Watt.
Yes. Chandler Jones, probably.
Got to, right?
Yeah. Now, that's the thing. I can't think of a Lions player. Aiden Hutchinson's not there yet.
True.
Oh. What?
Ndamukong Suh.
Okay. All right. Good pull. He was one that we missed weeks ago, and people freaked out on us. Good call there. He would have worked for Lions Dolphins, though.
True.
But I don't know if I could come up with another 50-sack guy for the Lions.
Yeah, we would have had to.
All right, open it up. Just open our brains up and all this.
Dolphins, Texans. Laramie Tunsil.
Laramie Tunsil is a great one. Man, does Bill O'Brien look like an idiot for that.
I can't spell Laramie, apparently.
That's all good. All good. Laremy. Yep. Okay.
Devontae Parker.
Devontae Parker. Very good. Very good.
I am not good at spelling.
All good. Why does Joey Harrington come to mind?
I don't even know who that
for
is.
Lions Dolphins. Now, I know for a fact that he played for the Lions. Did he play for the Dolphins?
I don't know who that is.
Okay. I'm cheating. I'm looking it up. He did play for the Dolphins. Joey Harrington. I knew it.
Oh, man.
I would have guessed. I would have put that in if we really got to it. Joey Harrington. Damn right. All right, let's get our Packers hats on here a little bit.
This one might be tough.
All right, Jordy Nelson, none of those teams.
Did Randall Cobb ever play for... I don't think
No, not those teams.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling?
No. You remember Demarius Randall?
Yeah.
He came here. I don't know if he went everywhere else. There was another safety named Morgan Burnett. Came to the Browns, but he was a bit of a journeyman. Went around. Bubba Franks?
I don't know who that is.
You tight end. But I don't know anywhere else that he would have gone.
Where did Robert Tonyan go?
But he hasn't played anywhere yet. Oh, no. He played a year.
I don't know where he
Didn't he
went.
go to Houston?
I don't know.
I think he did.
I mean, he probably didn't play. They had Dalton Schultz.
I think he went to Houston. Oh, Chicago. It was not there. It was Chicago.
Equanimeous St. Brown?
No, because I think he's just been there the whole time. I wish we could do Amon-Ra St. Brown and Equanimeous because that would count as brothers, but that's not there. All right, quarterbacks. See, Green Bay's what fouls us up here because, like, Fitzpatrick and Josh McCown, I don't think any of those guys went to Green Bay. Kickers? No, because they had Mason Crosby forever. Punters? Damn, man. That's going to be a really... There's one. There's a legacy one that's jumping out. Like Julius Peppers. Did he play for the Lions?
We just got to start naming as many Packers players as we can.
All right, Julius Peppers. Are
you trying to think of a certain one?
Yeah, the pass rusher.
Jared Allen?
The Minister of Defense. Oh, my God. Reggie White. But I don't know. I think he went to the Eagles. I don't think he went to any of those other teams. Oh. I Googled it.
Whatever.
He
What
works
team?
for the Panthers. He works for Panthers, Packers. Reggie White.
You mean Lions?
What did I say?
Panthers?
Yeah. Take that back. He played for the Panthers, not the Lions. Oh, my God. What an idiot. Me, not Ryan. Me. Sorry, I got all confused. That's what I said. Bro.
I can't even think of people who played for the Packers, honestly.
AJ Hawk, but he was in the Bengals. Running backs of past era. I mean,
did Jamal Williams play for the Packers?
I don't think so.
No?
No, because he literally left there and just went to New
Who were
Orleans.
their running backs? That's Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon. I can't remember who it was before that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's...
Brett Favre didn't play anywhere else.
Well, he did. He played in Atlanta, but it doesn't...
Well, I mean, I know he played
Atlanta,
in
then the
Minnesota.
Jet. Yeah,
I know,
Minnesota,
but I mean, like,
not those three.
Man.
Seriously, bro. Deshaun Kaiser.
I thought about that.
I don't know if he ever played games for the, like...
Did Matthew Judon play in Green Bay?
No. A lot of the Packers guys that are there now are drafted guys, you know? There's got to be one. And I know when we click on it, check the YouTube. Check see if we got any comments on YouTube from anybody out there. There's got to be a legacy one that we're completely missing here, but I don't know.
You said Amon Green running back?
Okay, so he was a running back, but I don't know. Did he play anywhere else?
Charles, what teams?
Amon Green, yes.
I don't even know who that is.
He was their running back for a long time, but I don't know if he ever played anywhere else. 12 seasons. Packers, okay, he works for the Texans.
Oh, Charles did say Texans.
Texans. Okay, we'll take that because Charles tweeted it. That works. I'm on Green. Good call there. Good call. Donald Driver.
How do you spell did I spell it?
AHMAN.
Oh, wait. Yeah, Texans Packers, right?
Yeah. Texans Yep. Donald Driver only ever played for the Packers. Oh, wait a minute. Did Shannon Sharp, did he play for the Patriots? I know he played in Green Bay. Played with the Broncos. No, he didn't play in Green Bay. Who's the tight end that I'm thinking about from the Packers? Not Shannon Sharp.
Greg Jennings?
No, he's a wide receiver. Good pull, though. I might actually, if I needed to rip one, we got...
Oh, the dude who caught all the Hail Marys.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Jeff something? I know exactly what you're talking about.
He looks... I don't know why I thought it was Shannon. Jermichael Finley, Jared Cook, Mercedes Lewis, Bubba Franks.
Who's the dude who caught his Aaron Rodgers Hail Marys all the time? Why can't I think of his name?
I don't know. It's not those guys. It's Bubba Franks, maybe, is who I'm thinking of. Mercedes Lewis.
Who the hell is that tight end?
I don't know. It's none of those guys I just mentioned. Jared Cook, Jimmy Graham. Jermichael Finley might actually work for... No, he only ever played there. Mercedes Lewis. No. Bubba Franks. Bubba Sparks.
Oh, Charles said you were thinking Sterling Sharp.
Thank you.
Charles, we need Charles on this.
That's why we got him here for doing it. Does Sterling Sharp count for anything? Is that his brother? It's got to be.
Dude, this is gonna kill me. Who was that tight end?
That's what I'm saying. There's a Packers tight end that I'm missing. We talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Hail Mary. He caught like both of them.
Hail Mary versus the Lions. Richard Rodgers.
Yes, that's it. Because it's Rodgers and Rodgers.
Yeah.
That's it.
Does Richard Rodgers work for any of these?
I don't know.
Packers, Eagles, Chargers. No. All right, man. Give up. Greg Jennings. I don't know why. I don't think that's going to work, but rip it anyway.
Which one?
That one. Oh, no. I guess either one. No, it's not going to work anyway. No. Damn, man. That's a tough one. All right. There's only 53. There's not that many.
Yeah, I mean,
no, nothing.
Ty Montgomery, but like,
oh yeah,
Martellus Bennett. That's a tight end.
That might be who
That
I'm
might be
thinking
a
of
good
too.
one.
Yeah.
And I mean, other than that, I don't see
Yeah.
any. Like, I don't recognize anybody.
Okay. All right, that was a tough one. And then go Packers, Leons.
109. So I mean,
Again. Who are the quarterbacks?
Tim Boyle, Jack
Wow, should've known
Cannon,
that.
Ty Detmer.
Oh yeah.
Like, who would have known that?
Yeah, that was
Again,
tough one
another
for us.
hard one.
All right, fair enough. All right, let's catch our final break of the morning. We'll remind you about Tipico. Our new promo is up with Tipico. We'll tell you about that. We'll get to our boost coming up as well. Time hop. And we'll send you on your way to a big Cavs win tonight. Let's get going right here. Fontana Show. Big play. Stay with us.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone, and at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today, all right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
All right, let's get to it. A little bit of time hop is what I meant to say. Quick update on this Dave & Buster's gaming thing. According to Darren Rovell, this is a peer-to-peer betting thing. So this is
Darren Rovell's tweeting about it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he launched that new company now. He's like just all... Here's the thing. I get people that don't like Darren Rovell. I think there's a very interesting side of what he does. You know, maybe it could be somebody else that does it, but like... I find it really interesting when he's like, hey, this item's going up for auction, or like this Batman comic fetched this, like that kind of stuff. So he says this is a peer-to-peer betting. So it'd be like you and I going, what's the difference of you and I just handing $5 back to each other? He said skill game peer-to-peer betting is the next big thing. Okay.
They're just trying to tax it.
Okay. I enjoy betting. I enjoy placing some wagers on some games. There is in no world that I ever would say, Ryan, you and I are going to go to Dave & Buster's and I'm going to try to take $50 from you. Right? Like, especially when it's your friends. Typical, I love you. I want to take your money. I don't want to take Ryan's money. I don't think that's where that's gonna be. Okay, one other thing before we get to time out. I think we are at an interesting point of our society when it comes to the sports betting thing, where in a couple of years, there will be few places that don't have it. I don't want to say the bubble is going to burst, but eventually there's going to have to be, I don't know, I don't want to say sweeping changes, but I think what's the next act? Like, what's the next follow-up thing? Where, you know, with all of our books out there, we love Tipico. I think they're the best. They've got boosts. I love the cashback rewards. They're super. But what's the next big thing, right? What's the next? Okay, now, because the first act, so to speak, was it's available. That'll carry you so far. Then what's going to be the next big thing? What's the next big thing, the next big push here for sports books? You know, because I got to tell you, Ryan, and I, obviously, I mean, this is just me talking. Have the brick and mortar places taken off like they expected? Remember when they were like, oh no, Fanatics going to be in at Progressive Field and MGM's going to be over there at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse or putting one in. Have those taken off? And I don't know. I'm legitimately asking the question. I don't know. Have they taken off the way that they expected them to? Is this literally all online? Remember they were going to put the kiosks everywhere. I think the first act is that it's live, it's great, it's grandiose, so everybody's going to sign up, everybody's going to get on these apps. What's going to happen in 3 years? What's going to happen in 2 years from now when that kind of has become stale? Or you come back and tell me it's never going to be stale as long as you're given the right boosts and the right things to bet on, people will continue to do it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I think it's interesting to see the next wave of the betting thing. And I guess maybe Dave & Buster's is it. All right, we go back 2 years ago today. We've tweeted about it already. Browns draft Cade York. This was the Saturday of the 2022 NFL Draft. Browns took Cade York, Jerome Ford, and Perion Winfrey. And also, the 49ers selected Brock Purdy as Mr. Irrelevant.
Who was Mr. Irrelevant this year?
I don't know.
I'll find it.
I don't know. It's usually like a tight end or something. I don't know why. It feels like it's always it. But, yeah, you know, we were all excited on Cade York. Didn't really turn out the way that you thought.
Alabama safety Jalen Key.
Congratulations to him. Got drafted, though. But I'll tell you, there are some guys that don't like that. They'd actually rather be undrafted free agents because they need to pick where they go.
Yeah.
They'd rather not get drafted at that point. But congratulations to him. This day, 2016, I tweeted that we need to trust Hugh Jackson, and if this is the guy he wanted, so be it. Going back to the 2016 NFL Draft, DeShone Kizer. Oh, no, he was 2017. Wait, 2016 NFL Draft. Was the draft this day? It was the Saturday. This was the Saturday of the draft.
2017 is Miles, obviously.
Yeah. NFL team, 2017. We went Corey Coleman, Emmanuel Ogbah, Carl Nassib, Sean Coleman. We drafted Cody Kessler. That's who I was talking about. Then we need to trust in Hugh if Cody Kessler was his answer at quarterback. Narrator? He was not. He was not. Also this day, 2016, Browns drafted Rashard Hollywood Higgins. Seth the Valve was there. Joe Schobert all this day, going back to the draft in 2016. This day, 2015... First overall pick, Jameis Winston. Famous Jameis goes first overall. This day, 2015, of course, now Cleveland Brown. Marcus Mariota goes 2. I think, was the record here the first time?
Isn't that McCaffrey's draft?
Okay, so this was at the time, the 6th time that quarterbacks went 1 and 2, but it was also the first time that 2 different Heisman Trophy winners went 1-2. That's what I was looking up there. Also, no, because you want to know why the record for this stands. 2015, all 22 running backs selected in the 2015 draft are now all retired or not active anymore.
So is McCaffrey 16?
Had to be. He had to be. 2015, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, Dante Fowler went 3. Amari Cooper went 4. Brandon Sheriff, Leonard Williams, Vic Beasley first round. Todd Gurley went 10. Browns went Danny Shelton, Cam Irving in the first round. We had 2 first-round picks, took those guys. Devontae Parker in that first round, Melvin Gordon, Marcus Peters. I'm trying to see second-round guys here. Browns took Nate Orchard. What a miss that was. Frank Clark, second round. Tyler Lockett, third round. Danielle Hunter, third round. Quan Alexander was in this draft. Zadarius Smith was in this draft. There you go. Going back to 2015. This day, 2013, Indians Guardians hit 7 home runs to beat the Phillies 14-2. Ryan Rayburn hit 2 home runs for the Indians this day, 2013, as they hit 7. Do you know that it's going to be May meme, right?
Yeah.
It debuted this day, 2012. Of course, the day before it's going to be May. So there it is. This day, 1993, the World Wide Web launched.
Wow.
Where were we, man?
Did you know it's faster to say World Wide Web than www?
I believe that. World Wide Web, www. Yeah, that makes sense.
www.
Now, it's funny to see, like, when the world, when it started, like, you had .net and .com and .gov. Now it's like, I don't think does anybody have a .net anymore?
I don't think
.com, .gov, all what it is. But what a time that was. What a time. This day, 1985, the NFL draft. Bruce Smith goes number 1. The Browns traded out of the first round, but they also technically took Bernie in the 1984 supplemental draft. And the Hall of Famer Jerry Rice went 17 overall. This day, 1985. This day, 1946, Bob Feller threw his second career no-hitter. He struck out 11 and beat the Yankees 1-0. This day, 1939, Lou Gehrig set at the time an MLB record by playing in his 2,130th consecutive game. Unfortunately, that would be his final game and final game for the Yankees this day, 1939. Also an Indians no-hitter this day, 1910. So separated by 36 years, 46 for Bob Feller and 1910 for Addie Joss. Threw it for the Indians over the White Sox. This day, 1803, the United States and France completed the Louisiana Purchase.
Good trade.
Probably a good deal. What did they give up? They gave up a 2 and a 3. I'm just kidding. Louisiana Purchase. Okay. 530 million acres of territory. We purchased from France in 1803 for $15 million. France only controlled a small fraction of the area. The majority of it was still inhabited by Native Americans, so they sold off land that they actually didn't even own. It was ceded to Spain until Napoleon came in and exchanged for an offer. All right. It extended the United States sovereignty across the Mississippi River and doubled the size of the country. The purchased land included 15 present United States and portions of 2 Canadian provinces. For $15 million, they got the entirety of Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska, in addition to large portions of North and South Dakota, areas of Montana, Wyoming, and Colorado, portions of Minnesota, the northeastern section of New Mexico, northern portions of Texas, and of course, president of Louisiana is what we all got.
Shout out Thomas Jefferson.
What a deal. What a deal we got there. This day, 1803. This day, 1789, George Washington was inaugurated as our first president. A short day on the birthdays, though. Isaiah Thomas, no, not that one, the other one, the good one, the tall one, the Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas. NASCAR driver Michael Waltrip, Gal Gadot, Travis Scott, and Johnny Galecki. I know Johnny Galecki is playing Rusty in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, but of course he is Big Bang $10 million an episode or whatever he was freaking making on that. Yeah. Got to date Kaylee Cuoco for a little while.
He was in Roseanne too, wasn't he?
No, that's a different kid.
Was it?
That was different. I'm pretty. I could be shooting from the hip.
I don't know.
I could be shooting from the hip. Johnny Galecki. He's 49 years old this year. Oh my God, he was in Roseanne. Good call.
Yeah.
He was David. That's right. In 2018, he was estimated to be the world's second highest paid male TV actor, earning $25 million a year. He earned $900,000 an episode for 4 years.
$900,000 an episode? Good God.
The only one. I said he was the second highest paid male actor on TV in 2018. Number one, Jim Parsons, from Big Bang Theory.
Good Lord.
Good. I got to tell you, I've never watched an episode.
It's good.
I know the premise.
It's good.
I only, a year ago, found out that Young Sheldon was a spinoff of Big Bang Theory. Yeah. I had no idea. All right, 2 movies for you today. I don't even want you to guess on the first one because 2010, when I tell you that this is one of the most disturbing movies I've ever seen in my life.
Human Centipede?
How'd you know?
Was it?
How did you know it was Human Centipede?
Yeah.
Disgusting. The only one that might be worse, did you see that movie Splice with Adrian Brody?
No, but you were telling me about that.
Terrible. Human Centipede.
Yeah, very gross.
Human Centipede.
Very gross. 2010,
released this day. All right, you flip it over. You should get this one. This day, 2004, a film. All started with the Byrne book, Ryan.
Mean Girls.
Mean Girls is correct. We saw the musical. My wife and her actually co-workers years ago all went as
I'm just
Mean
thinking
Girl.
about Human Centipede.
Dude. Don't watch it. I know Ryan's seen it. I've seen it. I'll tell you this. You do not need to waste your time.
Well, you know the third one, do you?
Yeah, there's multiple of them.
It's like 100 people in a jail.
I don't even
More
think
than that.
about it. Don't even.
Have you seen the South Park parody of it? I think it's Stan. He's tied to the owner of Shitty Walk.
Okay.
And why'd I click that one? He's like, should I eat the vanilla paste or the cuttlefish?
I don't even want to think about it. And the thing is, I get there's a lot of creative people out there and things like that, but that movie never needed to be made.
I told you Tusk is worse.
You told me about the Tusk. I'm out on that. Science fiction, that kind of stuff definitely gets to a weird place. All right, Ryan, I'm not feeling weird tonight because I feel really good about our boost. Let's go, Typico.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. All right.
Oh my God, my music.
The heat is on for tonight. Dave flipped. We should be fine. I'm going to tell Dave, though, if we cover and win by 5, I'm going to be pissed at him.
Yeah.
Because we could have made more.
Yeah.
Dave flipped it. We're going +6.5. We'll go over points with Donovan Mitchell, over rebounds for Jared Allen, +250. Use the code Fontana150. Folks, brand new code, brand new promotion with Typico. You deposit $150 into your account. You will then be credited $2 $75 protected bets. Place those bets. Win those bets. Get them back. Get rolling. And you'll be off to the races with Typico. The cashback rewards we're telling you a lot about. This is really the driving force for the new change with Typico. We want to push the cashback rewards for you because you are going to be getting cashback on bets that you're placing anyway. There's some parameters on the length of the bet that you need to have there, but you place them, you get those cashback. It's right back in your account. It's none of this bullcrap game of you get a token that you trade in for a crown, and then you do this, and you do that. It's all right there in front of you with Typico, right back into your account. The boosts, the parlays, the props, everything that you need is right there on Typico. Download the app for new customers. Code Fontana150. Deposit $150, get two $75 protected bets with Tipico. In addition to the money that you got in there, you're off to the races. Terms and conditions apply. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. And this is for new customers only with our friends at Tipico. Gearing up for an 8 o'clock tip tonight. I'm excited, Ryan. Where are we at with our Twitter question? And people shifted. We were 50-50 earlier, asking people if they thought the Cavs were going to win this series. Not win tonight. Win the series. Now, would you agree that tonight,
tonight
the winner of
like
tonight is probably going to win the series? You think
I think probably.
Yeah, maybe. Where are we at? Any change?
52.3 say no.
So we got worse on the other side of it.
Yeah, we did.
I think, obviously, it's a long day. And the negativity of the weekend has probably gotten some people down. You're at home tonight. You get off to that fast start. And we've discussed some of the other guys that you're going to need to step up. Strus, Garland. You still should have the more talented team. Ryan, am I putting too much on the home court advantage tonight? Am I putting too much that I think that is something that's going to help sway the Cavs for tonight?
No. I mean, how could it not?
I think you're in Orlando's bag. I think you're in Orlando's bag
After
tonight.
the way we played in Orlando, how could you not?
And I think Mo Wagner is playing a role here. He has been cast as the villain, right? I think he's trying to take this to new levels. And I think they're going to watch him tonight. They might throw his ass out. Can I get a bet on Tipico if Mo Wagner's going to get thrown out of the game tonight?
Can we just put Marcus Morrison, please?
Well, some people are asking for him and Tristan to get in there and rough his ass up. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, okay, you say that. You want to know what the first thing I thought of? Number one, you shouldn't have to turn this into a street fight to win this game. You are the more talented team, right? And I think there's something to be said about JB not putting those guys in to take it to that level. And actually, that might hurt the Cavs. My whole point is, you are the better team for the Cavs. Do you know what the Magic want? Is to turn it into that. They want to turn it into a scrappy game. They want to turn it into an emotional game. Don't play that game. You should be the more talented, better team at home. Don't stoop to their level. Don't go down to, and I think that's part of what maybe happened down in Orlando. They got the Mo. They're at home. They're feeling good. Don't get into that game with them. Now, he starts shoving guys again. Yeah. Then you put Morris in, you go in there and you go, right to the ribs.
RKO.
Right to the ribs. Straight shot. Don't take it to the head. You give him a shot in the ribs right there. Set a hard screen. The thing is, the refs are going to be watching it. I think even just watching the games last night, these refs, I got to tell you, man, I don't think they know how to referee the playoffs. And there's a lot of referees that are veteran finals referees. There are plays. What game was I watching? I think I flipped over to the Pelicans game. Pelicans Thunder. Because, the Celtics blew them out. So I think I flipped over. Bro, there were plays that bodies are hitting the flag. How is there not at least a foul call? You had 3 different guys hitting the deck there.
Let the boys play.
I guess let them play, but we'll see. We'll see that rotation. But tonight, the home court advantage is going to be so clutch and key. Do you want your trends for tonight? I'm sorry. I'm remiss. We have not gone through our trends for tonight. Are you ready?
Let's hear it.
Hang on. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. Here, let me do this. Let me go in chronological order, starting with the first game. Okay, so Phillies 76ers Knicks. By the way, speaking of the Phillies, do you know there are people out there making the case that Bryce Harper is a better player than Mike Trout?
Yeah, I won't listen to that.
Now, there's a big push to get Trout to Philly. I mean, he's from New
don't
Jersey.
Get me wrong. There was a year or two that he was better than Trout.
Trout is untouchable.
But career-wise,
they
it's not
put their
close.
stats, bro. Trout almost has double the amount of WAR. Like, it's like 86-44 or something like that for Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper's a good player. Mike Trout's a go. Anyway. All right, tonight, 76ers Knicks. This is at Madison Square Garden. This is a 4-point spread on the side of the Knicks. Philly is 12-3 against the spread their last 15 games, but they're 1-4 straight up in their last 5 against New York. Philly is 6-1 against the spread their last 7 games on the road. For the Knicks, only 2-4 against the spread their last 6, but they are on a 5-game home winning streak and 8-1 straight up in their last 9. Your play there, Ryan, Knicks 76ers, New York -4. I took Philly on Saturday. What a mistake that was for me. I'm going to take the Knicks to cover.
I think I'm going to take
I'm taking the Knicks to cover. All right. Wait a minute. What did I click on here? We only have 3 games tonight, right? Philly, Knicks, Cavs, Magic. I don't know why I somehow got on the Pacers series there. All right, Cavs, Magic. There's a 4.5-point spread. Some places are at 5. Start with Orlando. They are just 5-10 straight up in their last 15 games against the Cavs. How about this? Orlando 0-6 against the spread. Their last 6 games on the road, 1-7 straight up their last 8 games over there at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. For the Cavs, they are just 6-12 against the spread their last 18 games, but they're 6-1 straight up in their last 7 games at home, and again have owned Orlando there at home. So I will take that one. I'm going to take the Cavs minus the 4.5.
I think if the Cavs are going to win, the trend, the way it's been going is they'll cover.
Final late game on TNT, Indiana, Milwaukee. It is the Pacers, a 4-point spread. It seems like there is nothing for the Bucks right now. Pacers 4-1 straight up in their last 5, 6-3 against the spread their last 9 games against Milwaukee, and 5-1 straight up in their last 6. Indiana not great on the road though, 2-4 against the spread their last 6 road games. They're only 5-14 straight up in their last 19 games when they're on the road up there at the Fiserv Forum, wherever Milwaukee plays. Flip it over for the Bucks, 5-10 against the spread their last 15, 1-5 straight up in their last 6, not playing all that well. Is Dame playing? Is he good?
I don't think so.
All right, Milwaukee not going to cover it. Pacers -4, so we'll take all the favorites here. We'll take Knicks -4, Cavs -4.5, and we'll take the Pacers -4 there. Get it up with Tipico, code Fontana 150. Appreciate everybody joining us today. Sorry about yesterday. We're back today, back tomorrow to recap. I'm feeling it, a Cavs victory. Don't forget the return, Josh Maria Cribbs tonight, and a little Enter the Jungle with James Rapine and crew talking some Bengals. Appreciate you joining us this morning. Get it, come on, Cavs, get it done tonight. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.